Zero to hero. It's my favorite storyline possible from Big Brother every week. And Hamza did exactly that.
Oh, yes, he did. Is he the hero, though, or is he a villain right now?
I mean, it's very possible that he is a villain, but that said, he went from being on the block to being the HOH, and that's my favorite thing about Big Brother is the fact that you can have no power, no say, and then
suddenly you're running things.
Couple hours, you're in charge.
Yeah, and he had a hell of a week.
He really did. Let's go back. Let's go all the way back. We'll start on Monday. We'll go back to episode 6, but that HOH comp was bonkers.
Yeah, we had... Basically, they were in pairs, they were in crates, they had to transfer fruit, and Erica lucked into a week of safety.
Yeah, she really did. Like, she just got pulled out because, well, there wasn't enough of them to have an even amount. So she just got a week of safety out of it. But she still gets to play in other comps. That surprised me.
That kind of threw me off. I was expecting, like, hey, you're safe, but you don't really get to participate.
Exactly. But, Veronica in that comp was a beast.
Beast mode Ronnie.
Beast mode Ronnie in full force. There were people actively getting in her way, and I don't even think she noticed. I genuinely don't think, because, like, Liv at one point was just like, we're not going to win this.
Yeah, her and Maddie were just like, we're too far behind. Let's
just get in the way.
Yeah.
I don't want Veronica to win. I don't know what she'll do, so let's just get in her way. And they couldn't. They just couldn't. She was full out beast mode.
Yeah.
It was kind of incredible to watch.
It was neck and neck, too. Dela almost got it. It was down to the wire. Hamza got the final banana, I believe, and he and Veronica won, and she gives him the HOH. What did you think about that move?
I thought it was smart. Because I feel like if you win it, because she's on this weird expedited schedule where, like, what did they have? Like 3 days, 4 days in the house before the newbies got in there? It might have even been a full week. I don't know. But she had that to deal with. So if she's going to come out, and that's really like her first big thing to compete in.
Yeah, that was the first time she really showed up.
Yeah, they didn't compete in anything that week because they were safe. Hence why I thought it was weird that Erica got to compete in things. But this was her time to prove herself. And she did it in a way that people know she's a beast, but she didn't really have to deal with any of it. Yeah. Plus, it was just nice to give it to Hamza to have that zero to hero thing. Plus, he got to see his fiance. He was stoked. But yeah, I think she made the right call.
Yeah. And the other thing with it, too, is she kind of had it in her head early on this week that she wanted to have 50-50 say in the nominations with Hamza.
Yep.
And I think after she started to see the heat that Hamza was putting on himself, she was like, no, you know what? I'm going to back off and let you deal with this.
Well, and the fact that Hamza was just like, I don't care.
Hamza is one of my favorite Big Brother players in a very long time. I'm going to go on record for saying that. He's ruthless.
He does not care what the house wants.
He is playing for Team Hummus.
He's literally out to push buttons. Like, straight up, he just, like, that seemingly was the reason behind half of his nominations.
Yeah, exactly. He ended up putting up Olivia, which seemed pretty obvious. Her time seemed like it was coming. And then out of nowhere, curveball, throws Jesse up beside him, and he was pissed.
He crumbled.
Yeah.
And, like, part of me thinks that he was going to do it regardless. Like, he wanted to do it anyway. But I think just based on the conversations he was having with Jesse, he just kind of had this sense of, not ego, but just safety about him. And Hamza was like, no.
Yeah, like when they had, when they did the have-not competition, and Paris and Jesse ended up handcuffed together and they were having their conversations with Hamza, Paris didn't want to talk with Jesse there. She sent him away. They had their conversation. She told Hamza to do what he had to do.
Yep.
Jesse had his chance to talk to him, and he was just like, yeah, whatever.
I think we're good.
Yeah. Like, I think I know what you're going to do. And Hamza was like, oh, no, you don't. Oh, no, you don't. I like
that Jesse's thing, too. He was talking about, he was like, I haven't had to go up and, like, kiss the ass of the HOH. And it's just like, and
look where that got you.
Yet, this is what happens. It's like, no, dude, that's part of the game. That's part of what you do. You don't necessarily have to kiss ass, but, like, Olivia was a perfect example of not kissing ass.
She was just going up and being like... I like the way she campaigned. She's got a really good overlook of the game. She's like, look, I know that people have friendships and relationships with people. I'm coming to you because it's what you're supposed to do. Yep. This is me pitching you my argument. You're ultimately going to do what you want to do, but I just want to have this conversation with you.
Well, even like when Hamza put her up, she was just like, yeah, I get it.
That's fair. We haven't talked game. It's 3 weeks in.
Yep, we're both gamers. Neither one of us have talked to each other, so I get it.
Do you think people are making Olivia out to be a bigger mastermind than she actually is? The argument that they have
like
is she's a fan
house,
and that she's a marathon runner. Ryan is also a fan.
Like a legitimate marathon runner, or like in the game is playing it like a marathon where you have
I'm pretty sure they said she's actually a marathon runner.
Possibly. I don't know. Those are details that really don't concern me. I don't really give a shit what people do outside of the house because it doesn't really factor in any way.
That's not true.
Like some of them absolutely. Like Derek, sure, he's an undercover cop and ended up winning the whole thing, but that's not what I mean. I mean, like, yeah, sure, she's a marathon runner. She'll be good in running competitions. But it's like, so?
She hasn't really talked to anyone. Up until being put onto the block, hasn't really done anything, but...
I mean, that might just be screen time, too. We're still in the early parts of the season where there's 15 people that have to cram into an hour.
Yeah, but
like,
even with her being
did we see Johnny at all this week?
Yeah, we saw. No, I don't know.
Not really.
No,
not really.
I was gonna say we did, but what I was picturing was his nomination. So
yeah, like we got him freaking out over the Big Brother legends in the backyard. That was essentially it.
Yeah,
but we'll get to that later. What did you think of the divide between the white room and the red room, and the white room just wanting Liv gone? At the beginning of the week, anyway.
I think there's so many of these alliances in the house right now, and I feel like they're all kind of crumbling.
Yep.
I feel like the whole red room versus white room is crumbling.
It's because they're too big. You can't have big alliances like that. They never last. They never, ever last.
Yeah. There's alliances within alliances within alliances. There's showmances within alliances. It's getting kind of nutty, but I think after this week, I think it's set a new precedent for how the rest of the season's going to go.
I think so.
I think you're going to see a lot more players playing their own game. They're not going to want to get caught in the crossfire of a renegade like Hamza
associated with somebody. Yeah.
They're going to.
We got a lot more players this season. I like it.
I'm so excited.
Have-nots again. Derek and Erica.
Erica was not thrilled.
I mean, I can't blame her.
No, 2 weeks in a row.
Week in the
Derek
catacombs.
had a great week to be a have-not. A, he got to have some Wendy's with Hamza.
Yep.
And B, he got to have some burritos, courtesy of Skip the Dishes.
Yeah, I think, did they have a pizza party too? With Twister or something?
Yeah, I think they had no, that was... No, they did with the board game. Yeah.
Because Hamza was like, I'm going to take the have-nots.
Yeah.
Just because, well, they can't eat anything else any other day. But yeah, Erica and Derek have-nots again, and Kayla and Marin joining this time around.
What did you think of Derek's outlook where he was like, look, I'm a have-not for the second week in a row and it sucks, but I get to experience it with Kayla now. So
I mean, it's definitely better.
At least you have someone to cuddle with while you're super uncomfortable. Do you think they gave them the tomb?
No. I feel like that'd be way worse.
Maybe that's why they gave it to them.
2 people on that tomb? I just picture them rolling off and landing in that goo.
I feel like I would just like take an inflatable or something from the hot tub and just like float in the moat while I sleep.
That might not be awful. I wonder if they'd be like, no.
Production just shuts that down.
Can't have that.
You don't get to be comfortable as have-not.
So since we're still on Monday's episode, we got to talk about the bathtub spy mission.
Oh yeah,
Ronnie and Will in the bathtub,
handcuffed together.
Yeah, Hamza comes in and he's just like, look, Liv is coming in. She's gonna tell me what she wants to tell me. Just be quiet. Just stay quiet. And they did. I don't know if they necessarily got much out of it.
I mean, Olivia did say that she wants to go after Veronica and Marin just because she doesn't trust them.
That did. Yeah, you're right.
And I feel like that's the first time that someone's had a legitimate reason to target Olivia.
Yeah. But ultimately, it really didn't matter.
No.
It really didn't. But moving on to Wednesday's episode.
We get our power of veto.
Yeah, Hamza just doing research. Just seeing what happens when he puts people up.
I really like the way that he's using the nominations to gauge people's reactions in stressful situations.
I genuinely feel like he would have kept Jesse safe if he would have handled that even a little bit okay.
Considering Jesse missed that veto by seconds. If he had another toss, he could have taken Hamza out and
wasted all
veto.
that time looking for his key.
That's true too, yeah.
I get the mentality, but if Hamza's just going to give her and he's been going at that rate, you kind of just have to keep up with him.
Yeah, you just got to match it.
I get the logic of going for the bigger weapon, or tool, I guess, not a weapon. It's a literal meat tenderizer.
How did you plan on beating that veto?
With murder, Corey. That's how you win all vetoes with murder.
Yeah. So Hamza wins veto.
Yeah.
Decides he's going to keep the votes the same, and that's when everything
But
blows
not only
up.
did Hamza win that veto, he won another 5K. They put another 5K on that veto.
They are just giving them money.
They're just rolling it out. I guess it's with the sponsorship competitions.
That's true, too.
Like the other one was the Lara Croft one, the Tomb Raider one. But it was...
I love the cash incentives because it gives that personal
it makes
investment
it more
into the
interesting
competition.
for
Like you get somebody like Paris during the HOH comp who was like, look, I don't feel like I'm a target this week. I'm not going to give it 100%, but you throw 5K in there and you know she's going to beast
Makes it a little more interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because exactly, because it gives... You know that the nominees are going to play.
Yeah.
You know they're going to give it their all because nobody wants to go home.
You know the
Unless you're
HOH is going to
Meta
go
World Peace.
because they're going to want to do what they want to do.
They're going to want less blood on their hands. They're going to want their back door. They want their options open, which was Hamza's big thing. But yeah, you throw that 5K in there, and that's a whole new ball game.
Yeah.
You're playing for a different thing altogether now. Now you're essentially playing for 5K, and it also happens to come with the veto.
Realistically, yeah.
But Hamza pulled that down. Jesse did not deal well.
No, he crumbled.
I did like his speech, though.
I did like the fact that he's like, look, if this is your plan, I'm going to lay it all out there.
Yeah. And I like that Hamza just agreed with him. Because you have the subtitles come up, and he's just like, good one, good move.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't give him the veto anyway.
No. That brings us to Thursday night. And that there are some...
Actually, before we move on to Thursday, I have one other thing written down here that I wanted to ask you about. It just says, who is Hamza's number one?
Hamza.
And other than Hamza, is there anybody that he cares?
What do you think his position is in the week going forward? He's ruffled some feathers. He's made it very
fine.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't think someone's going to be like, hey, like you're playing by yourself. If I put you up, you've gone against the house
Jesse
notoriously.
Was the one he pissed off.
Yeah.
That's not going to be an issue anymore.
No.
Paris was Jesse's closest, I don't know, person. Like Derek maybe, but Derek has Kayla, and again, we'll get into that. She's kind of reining him in a bit. But yeah, Paris, she's playing this game well. I don't think she's going to have any sort of vengeance for getting Jesse out. And I think Hamza's kind of sitting pretty.
I don't know. It's like I said, it's going to be interesting because
look at Ryan.
He's been a renegade though. Like he's been playing his own game. He's been very vocal about doing his own thing. And I feel like it might bite him in the ass because with him being as vocal about that, it's going to be really easy for people to look at that and say, cool, he's made it a point that he's playing for himself. Why would I trust him?
Yeah, I get your point, but do you think I feel like it'll be kind of the opposite where, like, Andrew was evicted because he was just lying to people. And people were like, well, you can't trust him. You know you can't trust him, so what does it matter? But with Hamza, where it's just like, he tells you what he wants to do.
Unless you're Jesse.
I mean, to a degree. He knew he was like, I'm putting you up, and this is why I'm putting you up. And I genuinely feel like he was, when he started this, putting Jesse up because he liked this thought of the four of them working together, Jesse, Derek, Hamza, Will, and just taking shots at each other, knowing that they could keep each other safe and keeping people from suspecting that. But then Jesse just turned into he just moped and he complained and he didn't handle it well. And Hamza was just like, well, screw it then. I don't want to work with you.
There's part of me that feels like we may see Hamza and Paris build an alliance together because it's easy.
They both think of things in the very same way.
Yeah, they've got a very good overview of the game, but also no one's going to expect Paris to immediately buddy up with Hamza, who just sent her boo out the door.
Yep, very true. Very, very true. All right, moving on to Thursday's episode.
We got some hormones running through that house now.
Yes, we do. But also, before we get into the annual Big Brother orgy that happens seemingly every year, Kayla cracking the whip with Derek and telling him, if Jesse's going, you have to let him go. You're not ruining your game to save a friend or potentially save a friend. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
She's like, if the house wants him gone, you have to agree with that.
Yeah, and she brought up a lot of valid points with it, and, well, it didn't get through to Derek.
Which, honestly, though, is the reason that I think Hamza's going to be sitting pretty, because I think if Derek's going to want to go after him, Kayla's going to be like, no. That's not the game move. I mean, it might be the game move. Hans has been playing really well, and he is going to be a threat, so If you're gonna get him out. But
I think if Hamza doesn't get put up and sent out this week, he's gonna sit pretty for a couple of weeks.
I think so too. I think he's got the longevity to do it. He's got the demeanor that he can get along with people if he wants to.
Yeah.
But he's also not afraid to be a little standoffish if he needs to be.
True.
But yeah, that those hormones.
Yeah.
They were raging.
Veronica got to celebrate her birthday in the Big Brother house,
that's got to be the coolest thing ever.
Right.
It has to be.
They got all kinds of booze. Basically went full on frat party for Veronica's birthday, which, as you had mentioned, led to our annual hot tub makeout session
every year.
Yeah, truth or dare always just turns into who's going to make out with who.
Every time. And I love the fact that there was a couple girls making out and none of them were Erica, the actual lesbian.
I'm pretty sure Erica has a girlfriend, but she did have the comment that she was like, everybody in this hot tub is gayer than me.
Yeah. But that was all kinds of interesting.
We got Will and Veronica with some passionate lip locking. We had Kayla and Veronica with a significantly more passionate lip locking.
So much more passion.
And
that was Kayla's first girl kiss that she admitted to later.
That's true. And Will may have been his first girl kiss too, from the way Veronica was talking.
Will has a kid. Remember?
That's true. That's true.
I mean, you're right. You don't need to kiss to make kids. So
yeah. We'll save the anatomy lesson.
But it was a lot of making out, a lot of twerking. It was just a lot of booze. That's one of my favorite parts of Big Brother Canada compared to the American one is they're just like, no, we'll get you drunk. Mm-hmm. That sounds fun.
That sounds like drama.
That sounds like you're going to do stupid things, which we thought we were going to get out of Liv and
Jesse and Liv in the bathroom having a drunken heart-to-heart, which I rewatched the episode a little earlier today, and I didn't realize how slurred they both were for that entire thing.
Yeah.
Like, they were obviously drunk, but listening back, they're just like, I wish things went different.
You know? I fucking
sometimes I see you and I'm like, I just want to touch him.
I just want to tap.
And then Paris walks in, and we get that really dramatic walk up the stairs. And that's probably the hardest I've cringed in a Big Brother situation in a very long time.
Yeah.
Just Liv and Jesse on the verge of just bumping uglies.
I thought they were going to make out.
Paris just walks right in on them.
And then walked right back out.
Yeah.
Because Paris, I got to give Paris all the credit in the world. She's one of the players that, I completely 180'd on. And, in her video, she said that she was going to do exactly what she's doing. She was going to play a little dumber, not let people know that she's a law student. Is that what she is?
I believe so.
I think. She's some form of...
She's smart.
She's smarter than either of us. Probably both of us combined, realistically.
Yeah, that's fair.
But she sees this game in ways that is very refreshing to watch people play.
Especially from a young woman playing this game.
Yeah.
You've got somebody like Kayla who's in there head over heels with Derek. Give her credit. She does have the big game view, but Paris is just like, no, I don't need Jesse. It's not smart for me and Jesse to be at the forefront. Yes, people are calling us a showmance, but... She caught him.
Yep.
Didn't think twice about it.
Nope. Told Hamza if that's what he was doing, then that's what he was doing, and she was for it.
Yep.
Because she knows. Almost every time that these happen, there's those... You almost always end up with that group of two couples. Mm-hmm. Happens a lot. Not all the time, but a lot. And it almost always works out the same way, where you get near the end, and the guys are like, bro.
Yeah.
Bros before hoes. And then that's what they end up doing.
Yeah.
They save the bro, which doesn't make any sense because now you have to compete with them in some sort of endurance comp. And you have to deal with it from there. But Paris was just smart and she was like, no, I'm not dealing with any of this. You can go.
Yeah. The vote came down. The only two votes for Olivia to go were Veronica and Derek. Veronica told Hamza she was going to give him the vote. Derek's bitter because his boyfriend's gone.
His bro's gone. Yeah, exactly.
I think that Derek loves Jesse more than Paris loves Jesse. I kind of got that vibe.
Oh, absolutely. No doubt. Because Paris even said, too, she was like, Jesse's not normally the guy I would go for. And she was like, but I'm kind of falling for him. And it's just like, yeah, because your options are hella limited. There's 15 people in there with you, and half of them are the same gender as you.
Yeah.
If you don't want that, you got some real slim pickings for a cuddle buddy.
I mean, or she could just start kissing girls.
She could start kissing girls. You're right. Erica's right there.
Yeah.
Pretty and lonely. Spring Clean and Boogie. That happened in Thursday's episode.
Oh, yeah. That's we got our skip the dishes burrito meal out of that.
Yeah, where the house guests inevitably make a pigsty out of the house and then are tricked into cleaning it with games.
Yeah, Big Brother gave them a half an hour to clean the house, but every time they heard music, had to get their dance on, and they got real tired of it real quick.
Yeah, they really did. But I love these things because there's always like, you see the groups of people that are cleaning like the kitchen or like the bathrooms where you need a couple people to do it, and they're all like awkwardly like shimmying along, and then you end up with like Marin alone in the HOH just going ham, just dancing like a madman. And it was just like, yeah, I get that there's nobody else in the house that can see you right now, but you know we can see you, right? Like the rest of the world can see you, but he just went to town, and I loved it.
Yeah.
I very much so enjoyed the spring clean and boogie.
Mm-hmm. And it's an easy way for them to get the house clean. Well, production, not the house guests. They wouldn't clean if they didn't
want to do that at all. They had no interest in that. Before he left, Jesse
Rally.
He woke up.
He got woke. So woke.
He got woke, and it did not help.
No.
It did not help him at all.
Moments before the live vote to evict, he blew up.
Even before that, though, when he went to Homs and was just like, you want Dayla up? I'll put Dayla up.
Yeah.
And it was just like, no, you won't, but okay.
Yeah, Hamza kind of humored it. I feel like he was taken aback in the moment. I feel
Who was in the room with him? Was it Marin at that point? I think it was Marin.
Marin and Veronica, I'm pretty sure.
No, there was two different conversations where at one point it was just Marin and at one point it was just Will, and I just don't remember which is which. But I think it was Marin that was in there with him when he was like, "I'll put Dayla up."
Like keep me for another week. I'll take that shot. You don't get the blood on your hands. And in the moment, I think Hamza was a little taken aback. I feel like he was like, okay. Immediately gave it some thought and was like, nope, he's got to go.
Fact. Gotta go. And then he did.
Moments before the live vote, and he pulls his group into the red room.
Yep.
Literally holding the door to keep anyone else from coming in.
Yep.
And he blows up the four. He blows up Hamza, Will, Veronica, and Marin, I believe. Yeah, he says there's the four. Look, Derek, this is what I didn't get to tell you last night. I went to them to try to save myself. I told them if they wanted to take a shot at you, keep me, and that I would do it, and they still wouldn't go for it. That's how tight that four is. You know what you got to do. Keep me. They didn't.
No, they didn't. They didn't even really humor it.
No, but they've got some food for thought now. I feel like somebody.
Do you think it would have worked better if he would have had like a full day?
Yeah, he kind of mentioned that when he was talking with Arissa. He was like, look, this plan kind of came together a little too late. But on the same hand, he had the better part of the week for it.
Yeah, the plan didn't come together too late. You thought of it too late.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Yeah.
There were the same factors. You just didn't come up with the conclusion until you were literally on your way out the door.
But now that those four have kind of been exposed, I feel like if one of those four doesn't win HOH, one of those four, I think, is going on the block next week.
So we still don't technically know who
we
won.
Haven't checked. I could look. I'm not going to.
No, I have no interest in checking. But yeah, we don't know.
We know it's not going to be Will or Marin.
No, they went out pretty quick. Hamza too, because, well, he didn't play. I don't know. Who do you want to see in power?
I'd like to see Paris. I feel like if we get Paris, we get another week very similar to Hamza.
Or it's just cutthroat for the sake of being cutthroat?
Mm-hmm.
I could see that.
I could see Paris taking a shot at Derek and Kayla.
I could see Veronica doing it.
Yeah.
Veronica seems like she'd just stir the pot for the sake of it.
Mm-hmm. Here's a question that I have for you, reflecting on the week that was.
Yeah.
Ryan.
That's what I mean.
Really nowhere to be found.
That's what I mean.
He was like public enemy number one last week.
That's what I'm saying.
Fade to the back.
That's when you were asking me about Hamza and if he was gonna stick around, if he could survive from this week. Yeah, I think he can. Because Ryan just slipped right back under the radar.
I feel like it does obviously come down to who ends up in power and
of course
who they're working with, who they want to target. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's a 50-50 chance of Hamza going on the block. I feel like he's got the biggest chance. Maybe we'll see Hamza and Ryan both go up on the block.
I'd kind of like to see a closer vote this week.
Yeah. I mean, give Hamza credit. It wasn't unanimous.
No,
real close.
You're right. It wasn't. But like,
that was all he wanted.
What was it? 9-2 or something like that.
Mission accomplished.
8-2 or something.
There's part of me that wants to see a total curveball this week again. I'd like to see Allie get power.
I have no idea what she'd do.
No. It seems like the only person that she really has right now that she's close with is Olivia.
So the newbies by default?
Yeah, I feel like it, or at least one of the newbies, and I feel like she'd put up. Who put her up first week?
Ryan.
Johnny.
Right.
Johnny.
Oh, I completely forgot about Johnny's HOH.
Yeah.
Because that was like
his night one HOH.
Yeah, that was because he didn't get a room, did he? No, he did get a room. He did get an HOH room. I don't know why I just blatantly forgot about that altogether, but
because it's Big Brother, man. There's so much happening.
Week to week, it's just like, so much.
Especially with the Thursday to Monday gap between episodes.
I don't like it.
I miss Sunday Night Big Brother.
That's it. That's all I want.
You know what I miss? I miss the sideshow.
I want the sideshow back.
Give me Peter and Sarah and Arissa again. That was fun.
Maybe we can just call them and get them to chat with us instead.
Yeah, I like that. Let's do that.
Okay. We'll work on that for next week. But
cool.
Before we go, let's just bang out some predictions. Who's winning? Who's getting nominated? Who's going home? Obviously, none of this is going to come to fruition because it never does.
And if it does, I'm going to buy a lottery ticket on eviction night. Oh! Hold the phone.
Did we forget about something?
Double eviction week.
Oh, yeah, that's next week.
We get double eviction Thursday night.
That's exciting.
Oh, my favorite.
Okay, well, then let's just do predictions for the first eviction because the double eviction is...
That's
a
where
complete
it's
curveball.
Unpredictable.
That can go anywhere. I mean, it's no triple eviction.
Based on this trivia-based HOH comp, they got some iconic Big Brother moments represented in the backyard. We had Ika with the letters, we had Sabrina with some good TV, and we had Kevin coming back
from the triple eviction,
and winning
saving
the
himself.
Second triple eviction in Big Brother Canada history.
That he was
had to
involved
study
with
the
both
scenes
of.
for 5 minutes and then answer trivia questions about it. Marin's out as of right now. Will is out as of right now. Hans is not competing. Coming down to trivia, to be completely honest with you, I think we're going to see one of the girls win HOH. They seem like they've been studying. Erica did not want any of Marin's help during that study session. She
I can't blame
blew
her.
him off real quick.
I mean, she's also frustrated with him because he's the reason that they're in the the have not room again. Back in the catacombs.
There's some back end
bit of heat between the two now.
Yeah.
But
that's my prediction. The only prediction I'm going to give is I
that's
think
all
we're
you're
going to
give me
in
is
power.
a girl. You're going to eliminate half of the gender.
Erica's going to win HOH. I think she's going to go after either Dela or one of Dela.
But she's in the red room, isn't she?
Yeah, but they're imploding.
Yeah, you're right. So that's your prediction, Dela or
one half of Dela and Liv again.
Yeah, Liv's gonna have that stigma now that
you've been on the block.
You're a pawn. You can go again.
Pawn star.
Yeah. Oh, the Pawn Stars. Okay, I'm gonna go. Maddie is gonna take the win.
Okay.
Because I feel like she's got some cue cards going.
She does, but she also was the one to say after their little study session in the backyard that she didn't remember any of it because she was fangirling real hard.
But I did like her comment where she was like, no, I saw it, I experienced it, it's in my brain somewhere.
This is true.
And I was just like, yes, it is. So I think Maddie will take it. I think she's going to go.
I think if Maddie wins, she puts up Liv again.
No, I don't think she will. I think she's going to go. See, part of me thinks she'll go Derek and Hamza. But part of me thinks that she's not going to want to make those enemies because only one of them can go. I mean, it's a double; they could both end up going, but
yeah. But on the same hand, she could also end up going.
Exactly. But I think she'll go for strong dudes. I think she'll be one of the players to do that.
Yeah.
Because I don't think she's going to want to waste it.
This is true.
But I also think she's going to want to take a shot that's going to land.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've all been watching Big Brother for a long time. We know what happens if you shoot and miss. It typically comes back around.
This is true.
Most of the time in Big Brother, you're not throwing darts, you're throwing boomerangs. It comes back at you.
There's a t-shirt somewhere.
You're not throwing darts, you're throwing boomerangs.
Hashtag BBCan6.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the week ahead, but that was the week that was.